Yo, 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 yo.
What the business
What the business is.
You know what I mean?
Let's do what we do, man. Yo, what up? What up? Welcome back to the Shits Podcast, where we are either shooting the shit, starting some shit,
or picking up where shit left off as always, baby.
Yer. Hey, yo. I'm your host, Monsoon, Staraw, the coolest cat you heard thus far.
Yo, I'm your man, Bubba Ball, one of the dreads you can't really catch at the mall. If I do, I slip in and slip out.
Yo. Hey, man, today, man, it's in the morning, too, man. It's in the morning. So it's a new one for us. Yo, a very special guest to the podcast. Yo, I gotta read off some of these credentials, bro.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I gotta read off some of these credentials. All right. Best-selling author. All right.
Okay.
Featured in Forbes. Was on MTV. And she is a Guinness Book of World Records holder. Oh. I'm not gonna even say for what yet, bro. Yo, one of the most inspirational people that I have looked up or even have heard about or found out about. Yo, I want y'all to, well, if you can clap your hands wherever you at, give it up for our very special guest, Dr. Morissa Schwartz, aka Dr. Rizzy, aka Rizzy Cyrus. Y'all give it up for Dr.
Thank you so much. That's an awesome intro. Thank you.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome. Thank you for hanging out with us. You know?
Absolutely. My pleasure.
Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, my pleasure. It's awesome.
So before we go any further, we got to give a shout out to our sponsor, Cold Pleasures. Yo, for all adults out there, for all your adult erotic novelties, whatever, hit up Cold Pleasures, www.coldpleasures.com. Also, y'all can check us out on the Block 105 Radio, www.theblock105.com. And y'all can also hit up the website, theshitspodcast.com. Yeah. And with that being said, Dr. Rizzy, once again, thanks for coming.
Thanks.
We like to do a check-in with our guests. So how was your week?
My week has been really good. It's a lot of work. I'm always working, but it's been good.
Yeah, you're a very busy person. A very busy person.
I try.
Bud, what about you? How was your week, bro?
Busy, man. Catching up on on the jobs, man. The jobs got kind of backed up on me, man, and it seemed like everybody is called in the mornings, and they are adamant about getting this work done. So I have good problems. I have money problems that I have to get, and people need things fixed, and they are adamant about me fixing them. So those are problems that I prayed for, like 2 to 3 years ago. Like I prayed that money would be calling me and knocking at my door. You know what I mean? So yeah. I got good problems. If that makes sense.
So speaking of money problems and money knocking at your door, we're talking to that guest for those type of situations, man.
Yes.
I just want to read off a couple of books that you published. Be a digital entrepreneur today. Am I correct?
That is correct.
Let me see. And a career in contest, which you published at 16 years old. Mm-hmm. In high school.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome. So we are talking to that person, the person that could inspire us and motivate us with those money issues. So let me ask, my first question for you is this: where did you grow up at?
I grew up in New Jersey, so I'm 6th generation. My family live here in Jersey.
Okay. So how do you think New Jersey has affected everything that you have become?
Yeah, it's great because where I live now, at least, I am a train ride away. Like I'm 5 minutes away from the train station, which is 45 minutes from New York. I am 10 minutes from the beach. My neighbors are alpacas and cows. So it's like, oh, I live on 2 acres. It's like a rural kind of area. So I have the best of all worlds. And that's what I like about New Jersey, that, you know, we are close. You know, I'm as close to New York and Philadelphia as I am to like the beach. Like, so I have the big East Coast cities here, but I also have beach. I have farmland. Like, I think because of that, I've understood, like I've gotten a lot of, I've gotten to experience a lot of different things rather than somebody who just like grows up in a rural area or just, you know, the suburbs. Like I get everything. So I think that that has made me a little bit more, I don't want to say worldly, but I can't think of a better word for it. So I'll say worldly.
Okay.
Yeah,
So you mentioned,
yeah.
So you mentioned New York. Do you spend a lot of time in New York?
Not, I used to go once a month prior to COVID. Now because of COVID, I'm more in my little bubble here. But actually, two of my friends and I just opened up a restaurant in Philadelphia, so I go there.
Oh.
Yeah, I go there more regularly than New York now.
What's the name of the restaurant?
Cachette Kitchen.
Cachette Kitchen. What's your specialty there?
Middle Eastern comfort foods.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay, can you give me one of the dishes? Because I'm not familiar with Middle Eastern comfort foods. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no worries. So Sharon, he's the chef and the brain, you know, the owner and all that fun stuff. He was on Food Network, and one of the shows that he was on was the Great Food Truck Race, and he won. And he won for his chicken wings. So in the restaurant, one of the things that are, you know, one of the dishes is chicken wings, but with like that Middle Eastern flavor on there.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's one example. I mean, he does a lot of neat stuff, though. He has all these great like tiramisu pastries, all this fun stuff. It's amazing all the stuff he can make.
Okay. So, what made you have a passion for writing?
I trace it back to when I was a little kid. My father would read to me every night, and I would memorize the stories, and he would catch me memorizing the stories, so he would change them. And that was when I realized, oh man, the stories don't just have to be the way they're written. Like you can make them your own. And that realization was like, okay, I can do this, you know, more. And then when I was 11, I was ill. I had Lyme disease. I wrote a story about it, just expressing myself, and I published it. It was published in a national magazine, and I started getting letters from little girls who read the article and were like, oh, that really inspired me. And that was when I said, you know what? I love this. I actually impact people with my writing. I got to keep writing. So I did.
So you started early, very early.
Yeah.
That's good.
Did you find it therapeutic?
Oh my gosh, it is the most therapeutic thing. Like yes, 100. I've worked through so many things just from writing, and I still do today.
I used to see a lot of people writing, like when I knew when I was heavy on transit, younger, taking the trains and long, you know, just public transportation, bus rides. You would see people, you know, well, of course, teenagers would probably be doing homework, college students, but you would always see like somebody reading a newspaper or writing, you know, on transit. Now that's like a lost art. You see people, you know, maybe reading books on their iPhones or their iPads, or not even reading at all, you know. And it's like that has become a lost art. It's kind of like drawing, you know. I had a person that I was real close to, and they are no longer here. They moved down to the jazz section in New Orleans. I talked to him 2 times a year. You know what he told me? He said, I'm free when I'm writing and just listening to music. How do you feel? Do you feel like you're in a freedom space when you get when you get that pen in your hand? You know, do your mind just...
That was the perfect way to put it. 100%. Like you lose track of time. Anything else that I do, you know, I'm like looking at the clock. I'm thinking, okay, how long is this? If I start writing, it's like time flies by. I'm like, that wasn't just an hour. So yes, that and video making, the two of those things, I completely lose track of time. Like when I say video making, I mean TikTok. I'm big on TikTok. I make TikToks. I love TikTok. Those are the two things I just lose track of all time.
You get, I peeped it on Instagram. You get real creative with the TikTok.
I can be a goofball. Yeah. Yeah.
So your first book was written in high school, a career in contest, right? You were 16 when you published it. Can you explain the challenges, if there were any, of you writing a book and publishing a book in high school? You know what I'm saying? Because when I think about high school, it's those times where you just want to hang out, socialize, and just do high school stuff. So like, did you experience any challenges while completing this book and publishing it?
Yeah, so many challenges. Well, first of all, the reason I wrote the book was because of challenges. Like, I went to the Academy for Allied Health and Biomedical Sciences. It was not a normal high school. There were 32 of us, so socialization, not really. I mean, there were so few of us, and everything was about science. And science is not my favorite subject. So writing to me was like an escape from science. So I'd be in science class in the back of the room, sneaking, writing my book rather than doing my science work. But it was, so that was one thing. But then knowing how to write a book and knowing how to publish it and knowing how to market it, I had no idea. I didn't know what the word marketing meant back then. So that was a huge challenge. And the book did not sell well at all. I was 16. I sold it to, my principal and a few family friends. But that experience and learning, okay, this book didn't sell anything, showed me what to do for the next time. And then a few years later, when I did publish another book and I published it with a traditional book publishing company, it did much better because I knew what to do.
Oh, okay. That dog agreed with what you said.
He did. He felt it.
He's still feeling it. He's still feeling it. So with the book, okay, a career in contest. So did you compete in a lot of contests coming up?
Oh yeah. So my parents put me in my first dance competition when I was 3 years old in Atlantic City, and I just competed all throughout my life. So the book was about how to win contests. So video contests, writing contests, where to find these contests, how to win them. Yeah, very super competitive my whole life.
Have you ever won the lottery?
Not the lottery. The lottery is one thing I'm like, I can't with the gambling. I like free contests. If it's a contest where, it's like, send us a postcard, I'm in. But once I have to buy that ticket, I'm like, yeah, no.
Okay. Okay. Do you think there is an importance in losing contests?
Yes. Oh, definitely. You need to know how to lose.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Humility and humbleness do have a place. Of course, be confident, but it definitely teaches you that. 100%. And you learn more from losing than you do from winning. So
I get, to piggyback on that point, I tell people a lot, there's first place winners for a reason. First, second, and third is always for a reason. You can always ask a person that runs a marathon for this example. And a person that runs a marathon will tell you most of their life, they never won the marathon with the trophy, but they always finish the race. So it's all about what you're in it for. And if you don't have any love, basically for anything, to enter a contest, lose, and build on that, you'll never be a great winner. You have to lose at some things to be a great winner, to really understand what all that hard work, with those tears, with those long nights of not knowing how. And guess what? Keep pushing and it always works out. But when people are like, I call this society we live in now like a drive-through instant society. We want instant gratification. We want instant money. We want everything right now. And nobody wants to even work half as hard. So, contests, and I know you can definitely agree to this. It taught you how to write better. It taught you a lot about the field that you love, and if you have love for anything, you have to lose it. You're not going to be great overnight.
100%.
We all have to understand that. And at a young age, I think that was one of the best things your dad probably could have instilled in you. You know what I mean? Is that, number one, we have to teach kids to do stuff that they love. And for you to pick up writing at 3 years old and dancing at 3 years old, those things definitely help shape you in life. I want to give your fathers kudos for that, because that was definitely big.
Yeah, well, thank you. Yeah, he was just walking through the room when you were saying that, so thank you. He's on his way to work. So my parents work away from home. I work at home, so they literally drive. I live 5 minutes away from them. They drop their dog off at my house every morning on their way to work.
Now you're a babysitter.
Exactly, because I work from home. Yeah.
So another thing that was very interesting to me was the Guinness Book of World Record thing.
Whoa, huge.
Yeah. So all right. So I'll correct me if I'm wrong, but what I get is created the largest chain of bracelets.
Yeah. Yeah. So when I was a kid, part of my physical therapy was, beating bracelets. So I had a ton of bracelets laying around, and I knew that I wanted to break a record because, my book was about contests. What better way to promote a book about contests than by winning the ultimate contest, which is like a Guinness World Record? So I found the easiest one for me, which was, making a big chain. I had all these bracelets around. So I did that. And my gosh, the worst part of it that nobody talks about with the world record is how much paperwork there is. There was just literally 120 pages of paperwork. It was crazy, but yeah, it was really neat. I have my certificate hanging up above my fireplace, and yeah, it was really fun.
That's awesome.
That's great. Yeah.
So
That's bragging rights for life.
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
You made mention, you just made mention of promoting. So you wanted to do the Guinness Book of World Records because you wanted to promote the book, right?
Mm-hmm.
So do you think there is a specific science? Well, what is your specific science to promoting?
Yeah. So back then I didn't know anything about marketing or promoting. That was literally the only thing that I did to promote the book. And like I said before, it didn't sell super great. I was 16 though. So, now I know it's about optimizing your keywords when you publish it in the back end. Like, so if you publish on Amazon, you need to have keywords and genre classifications. I didn't do any of that. You need to run ads. You need to get reviews. Like there's literally a laundry list of like 100 things that you need to do to promote a book that I didn't know about back then. But I was on the right track. So if somebody writes a book today, doing something big like that, like breaking a world record, doing something that's going to get media attention, that's great PR for your book. But you need to do other stuff as well. Even something as simple as your book cover. Like my book cover, I literally took a picture of dollar bills and wrote a career and contest over it. Like that was my book cover. Now I know, okay, there are ways to make a book cover properly. So yeah, a lot of stuff.
Yeah, just ask Master P. He made like a whole bunch of records and like CD covers, and they was like the same ones, and people just bought it and didn't even care.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
So so you said it was for the world's largest chain of bracelets. So let me ask this, it's kind of off topic, but I want to get your opinion on it. Do you think there is a number of bracelets that men can wear nowadays at one time?
Yeah, absolutely. I think Johnny Depp really made that trend where he would wear like 20 at once. Yeah, I think it's fine. Personally,
what number do you say is acceptable?
Well, for myself, I never wear more than 7 bracelets. So I wear 4 on this arm, 3 on this one. So yeah. So I
not a one-arm bandit, like just
Yeah, I think same thing for guys. Just don't overdo it. Just a few on this one, a few on that one. That's it.
Okay. Well, I like to go with 2 myself.
Okay, that's not bad. Yeah, 2 and 2, 2 and 1. Yeah.
Okay. So you did you were in Forbes, which is awesome. And I don't want to take away from the Forbes accolade. However, the MTV thing, can you speak to us about the MTV? What was that about?
Yeah, so I grew up watching American Idol and shows like that, and of course, like probably every other child in America wanted to be on one. So I made it a goal, and I just kept auditioning to sing on a competition show, a reality singing competition show. And a few years ago, I submitted a tape to MTV. They were doing a new show called Copycat, which is basically The Voice, just MTV's version of it. And I got I did a bunch of interviews with them. It literally was like a year of auditions, and I finally got on the show. I got my golden ticket to Hollywood, which was just, a dream from watching American Idol. They said, "You're going to Hollywood." And it was awesome. Right. I got to go, and I made it into the top 5. And I got to sing on MTV, and it was really, really cool. I got to sing in front of a live studio audience and compete, and yeah, it was pretty awesome. The reason you've probably never heard of the show Copycat, which I'm assuming you haven't, because literally like nobody has. It was a ginormous flop. Nobody's ever heard of it. But the experience of actually getting to go out there, film it, do a show that's like American Idol, The Voice was just a dream. So
Great.
What
Yeah.
were there any very scary moments for you during that process?
Yeah, a lot of it was scary. I mean, first off, like the first time I sang, they didn't count me off or anything. The music just started. So even when I watched the video back, you can tell that there is a clear, just like kind of gap in the music. Then I start a little bit late, and
Okay.
my gosh, that was horrifying. They didn't count me off. Yeah, just I don't know, stuff like that. Stuff like that you wouldn't even. The host was super nice. He was the guy who played Aaron Samuels in Mean Girls. He
Okay.
yelled over to my mom, who was sitting in the audience one time. That was really neat. All the contestants were super nice, and the guy who won was Samuel Swanson, and then he went on to be a finalist on American Idol. He's
Okay.
like the nicest person you could ever meet, and when he beat me, I was like, yeah, duh, he deserved it. Like not even not even a fraction of doubt. So stuff like that. So I did make friends for life. The people who were I probably the top 8 I'm still good friends with, like we're on Facebook and Instagram together and stuff. So that's a really neat thing. I made friends for life from that.
What did you say? Do you remember what you sung?
Yeah, Ellie Goulding, which was not my choice. I'm not a pop, like I don't like that style of music, but they made me sing that because it's MTV. Yeah, yeah, her song "Burn," which is just like the word "burn" over and over and over. Anything can happen. Yeah, not my style. I actually auditioned. I sang a Kelly Clarkson song, a Pink song, and an Alicia Keys song, and they were like, "Nope, you're singing Ellie Goulding." I'm like, "Okay."
Wow.
Yeah.
They should have had you do "Return of the Mac" by what's his name?
Your favorite song.
That's my favorite song. "Return of the Mac" by Mark Morris. I think it's
Dave Morris. Yeah, Mark.
something
Morris,
that's like
something like
"Return of the Mac." Oh my God! Wait, that's my thing.
That's his favorite song when he's getting
That's
dressed.
what you would sing.
Like,
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That's what I was saying. Like that's my go-to karaoke song. So speaking of such, what would be your go-to karaoke song?
Historically, so I've done karaoke a million times, and I pretty much sing like the same 3 songs every time, and they're my audition songs, so like the MTV ones. So I usually sing "Evanescence Is My Immortal," Alicia Keys, "If I Ain't Got You," and sometimes I do like an older song. Like I've done like "Here Comes the Sun," but yeah, I get a little mixed because I grew up in that era. Like I grew up with just hearing those songs on the radio all the time. So
acapella or with music? What are you doing? You got the mic.
Yeah. I like acapella better. The music, if it's the wrong key or something, it throws you off. So I'm an acapella person.
Okay. That is awesome. You awesome. I mean, I just got to throw that out there. You are very awesome.
Definitely.
So
that's really kind.
Not only do you have all these great accomplishments, you have 2 companies now, right? So you have a book publishing company, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you also have a writing and marketing company, right?
Yep.
So out of those 2 companies, which one of those companies takes the most time and energy from you?
The marketing company. The book publishing company I've had for 5.5 years now. I have such a great team working with me that pretty much, I work a few hours on it a week, but my team really has that. The marketing company, though, takes a lot more of our time because I have to market the marketing company. So, and it's also a newer company. So, yeah, that by far, that's the one that takes like 55 hours of my week.
More hands-on, right?
Yeah, it's a lot, but it's I love being an entrepreneur. I grew up. My parents own floor covering stores. Like I grew up in an entrepreneurial household, so it's I'll work 100 hours if it means being an entrepreneur.
Yeah, because you work for yourself. That's awesome, and you can't lay yourself off.
Well, if the company goes out of business, technically, yeah.
And you are the only child, right?
Yeah. Can you tell? Yes.
Well, you know what? Because I was about to say it just seems like the amount of energy that you have You know what I'm saying? Like I can kind of tell that. Do you think they played a big part in your drive?
Oh, definitely. And the reason I'm an only child is because, like, my mother was told she couldn't have children. My parents were married 10 years before they had me. They tried to adopt. They did all kinds of different stuff. So I really had every excuse I was supposed to have. I wasn't supposed to be here, but I should have had a sibling. Like, it was never intentional, like, oh, we're just going to have Morissa. But it did work out where, I had my parents. They're like the most supportive people. They've been, just incredible my entire life. So because I'm an only child, I got so much of their attention, which definitely helped to broaden that drive. But yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, like your drive is phenomenal. Like I gotta say that it's like you have so many things going on. I have a 19-year-old and I have a 13-year-old. So like my wife and I, we asked our oldest child if he wanted a sibling, right? So he said, it was like, you want a sibling or a puppy? You know what I'm saying? So he's a good kid, so he chose the sibling, right? So with the 13-year-old, he got upset with the oldest child before, and he said, I would have chose the puppy.
That's hilarious. That is
I just thought that was the funniest shit. I'm sorry.
That is great.
So you also so I want to go down some of these some of the books that you have published. You have Writing for the New Generation. You have Notes Never Sent, right? You have Be a Digital Entrepreneur, a Career in Contest, and then I see Stuff, the illustrated book of facts, quotes, and more. Is that correct?
That is correct. You take your homework. That's awesome. I honestly, I don't think anybody has ever gone through my books like that before and like knew all my titles. That is really cool.
Thank you. I do homework now because I didn't do it in high school. So my question for you is this: can you tell us the 2 most inspirational quotes you've ever heard?
Yes.
Ones that have stuck with you for life.
Absolutely. Oh gosh, now I just forgot his name. Malcolm Gladwell said, maybe if everybody has to think outside the box, there's a problem with the box. And I love it. Yeah, because you have
Facebook quote.
There is no box. Yes, it's so perfect. Just don't think outside. Yeah, there is no box. Right. I think that one's great. And then this is more of a mantra, I guess, but I'm still going to call it a quote. My father, from a young age, would always say, what's the worst that could happen? And we would literally think of any situation, the worst possible scenario, and it was never nearly as bad as our mind was catastrophizing it to be. So I always think of that. If I ever get like nervous or scared or doubtful, I just think, okay, what's the worst that could happen? And every time it brings me back to reality.
Wow. Because like you start thinking about the worst, you like Will Smith movie, like Independence Day, some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's not gonna ever get that bad.
Exactly.
I always tell my kids, everything works out in the end, and if it hasn't worked out, then it's not the end. Like I like to just like. Okay, so on the show we like to do this thing called a 4 for 4. I know we're not gonna give you Wendy's, but it's. So basically what it is, we give you a topic, right? And you have to respond to the topic in 4 words. It's not hard. Bubba Ball is actually a pro at it, right? So, Bub, you want to go first or Morissa, you want to go first?
But I would love if Bubba Ball went first so I know how to do it.
All right, Bub.
All
right, Bub. Edgewood Pizza.
Ooh. The best in Atlanta.
There we go. The best in Atlanta. All right. You got it now?
I got it. That's neat.
Okay. So, Dr. Rizzy. Mean Girls.
A classic teen movie. Did I do that right?
There you go. There you go. A classic teen movie. She was like, duh. All right. Bubba Ball.
Yo.
Lil Glock shit.
can really wheelie bicycles.
All right, cool. Dr. Rizzy, opinions.
Important to have dialogues. I don't know why I'm saying it's a question. Important to have dialogues.
Okay.
There it is.
Okay. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah.
All right. Bubba Ball.
Yo.
Walmart.
They never have bags.
All right. Dr. Rizzy. Tribes.
I have two different ways that I can go with that.
Okay, pick either one. Oh, let's say both.
Well, the first one is the Joe Rogan experience. Humans are inherently tribal. But the other is I think of Survivor, in which case I miss CBS's Survivor. Great classic show. So
yeah, that was a dope show.
Yeah.
And the last one, Bubba Ball.
Yo.
Winning.
Everybody can't be one.
Good shit, bro. God damn, good shit.
Yeah.
Very good. So before we conclude on this interview that we really, really, really appreciate, is there anything that you want to say to the people and let them know where they can find you? List the name of your companies, the websites, all that.
Yeah, absolutely. So first off, if you Google my name, Morissa Schwartz, Dr. Rissy, either of them, everything comes up. But my website is drrissy.com. I also have, that's my marketing company. And then I have my book publishing company, genzpublishing.org. And I'm on social media on everything as Morissa Schwartz and Dr. Rissy. So, yeah.
Awesome. Simply awesome. So you hit us with two quotes earlier from other people. What quote can you drop on the people now that you really will want to stick with people?
Yeah. Okay. A quote that I have made up, this is from one of my books, is that some writers are afraid to call themselves writers for the same reason that some artists are afraid to call themselves artists. And it's, my thinking that if you write and you enjoy writing, you're a writer. And so many people are afraid of that. They think, oh, I need to be published. I need to be a bestseller. No, if you write, you're a writer, just go for it. Same thing with art. Same thing with music. Same thing with really anything that doesn't require an advanced degree. Like you can't call yourself an astronaut, if you're not going to astronaut school.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
Writing, art, absolutely.
That's true. I mean, I do a damn good job of warming up TB Dennis, so I'm a chef. I call myself. I'm going to call myself a chef. You know what I'm saying? But I feel that way too. Like, and sometimes I hate to say it, but if you rap, then you're a rapper. If you sing, then you're a singer. Now the question is, what description can we put in front of that? Are you a good singer? Are you a good rapper? Are you a good writer? You know what I'm saying? But like you said, if you write, you're a writer. You know what I'm saying? So we honestly appreciate this interview. And like I said, I apologize once again because we've been trying to get this set up for the longest, and we finally did. We did what we needed to do on our end, and it was awesome. We really, really, really appreciate it.
And Thank one thing before you go, the only thing that I ever knew about New Jersey was The Sopranos, and you said you're in rural areas. Like, wow, that's crazy to hear. You hear about people moving from New York to New Jersey. Nice suburbia, and it's all nice and decked out, and you're like, yeah, well, I'm on a farm. I'm 45 minutes away from New York. What? Farm? They actually have farms in New Jersey?
Yep. Yeah, little alpacas and cows, sheep, horses, all of that. Jon Stewart and who's the other guy? Bruce Springsteen both live right around here on farms. Like this is the farm part of Jersey. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
That's cool, man.
That's real cool. Yeah. Well, thank you very much once again.
Definitely. Thank
you. And enjoy your day. We'll definitely be checking you out. Still, talking to you further.
Beautiful. I appreciate it.
Pleasure meeting you, Doctor.
Great meeting you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good one.
You too.
All right.
Dope.
Very dope. Very dope.
So, bro. What you on, man? You at the crib?
I'm at the crib, bro. You doing underlay for the overplay? Or what up? You got something for it?
Well, you know what, man? It's kind of cloudy. Nah, I'm gonna say this one for Sunday coming up.
All right, then. That's what's up. Yo, so once again, y'all, it's the Shits Podcast. I'm your host, Monsoon Staraw.
Yo, Bubba Ball, never fall. If you slip, try not to trip.
Get your ass up. Shout out to Lil Glock shit. Shout out to my man Decadurs, Gorilla Glue.
Gorilla Glue.
Y'all hit up the website, www.theshitspodcast.com, and y'all check us out every Friday on the Block Radio. www.theblock105.com. And yeah, man, we out, y'all.